New Orleans was shocked when City Councilwoman Ellen Hazur intervened and asked for leniency on behalf of a career criminal and convicted murderer. Willie Smith shot and killed an unarmed man with an AK-47, then got into a shootout with the police. Ellen Hazur outraged the victim's grieving family when she begged the judge for leniency. Ellen Hazur, do you trust her judgment? A scandalous career politician, unfit to be our judge.
When Bobby Jindal ran for governor, he promised to transform Louisiana, but since he got elected, all he's done is promote himself. Since 2008, he's been using his job to angle for the next step up. He's flown to 24 states, 70 trips. He's collected $12 million, all for Bobby. He even went on tour with his self-praising book, earning at least $100,000 for himself. All the while, Louisiana suffered from neglect. Bobby, we needed you, but the truth is you just don't care about the people in Louisiana.
10 years ago, a city in crisis, crime out of control, the murder capital of America. Marlin Guzman becomes Chief Administrative Officer of New Orleans, and Richard Pennington becomes Police Chief. Together, they tackled the crime problem and restructured the police department. The murder rate drops in half. People feel safe again. Today, we face a new crisis, and that's why the Alliance for Good Government is supporting Marlin Guzman for criminal sheriff. Proven and effective leadership for a safer New Orleans. The DA forced from office, a courthouse rocked by scandal and incompetence, a revolving door into jail while the crime rate soars. Now Juana Lombard wants to be our judge. No experience as a prosecutor, a shaky professional past, manager of a law firm charged with unethical conduct whose attorneys were suspended, disbarred, and jailed. If you want to clean up New Orleans, keep Juana Lombard out of our courthouse. Debbie Villio has a problem with the truth. She's running TV ads pretending to be a career prosecutor, but she hasn't prosecuted a case in 10 years. She implies she's supported by DA Paul Connick, when in fact, he's strongly supporting Donnie Rowan, the real prosecutor. Villio's real job is actually a highly paid political appointee of Aaron Broussard. No wonder the politicians like her. She's one of them.
She's only stood in front of a jury once in 11 years. She calls herself a veteran prosecutor, but the truth is, she prosecutes traffic tickets, not murders and rapes as she claims. Her only qualification to be judge is her name. She's Aaron Broussard's daughter-in-law, and he's moving heaven and earth to make her a judge, applying pressure, twisting arms, and lining up politicians. Hasn't he done enough damage to our parish? Do we really need him in our courtroom?
Wake up, Louisiana, before it's too late. Do we really want to hand our state over to a 32-year-old bureaucrat selected by Governor Foster? Here's the real Jindal record. As head of health and hospitals, 65,000 people lost their Medicaid coverage. Preventive medicine and eyeglasses were denied to children. Immunization rankings dropped, and 185 healthcare workers were laid off, while Jindal took a $25,000 pay raise. Bobby Jindal doesn't want to talk about his record because he's hoping we won't wake up until it's too late.
Ellen Hazur says she was a scandal-free politician, but the truth is, as a city councilwoman, she steered millions of dollars in city contracts to her boyfriend, Ernie, and then married him. Ernie built a luxury home with the money he got from the city contracts. Its value, nearly $500,000. Ellen and Ernie signed a secret counter letter hiding her 50% ownership in the luxury home paid for with taxpayer dollars they stuffed in their pockets. Hasn't this scandalous politician made enough money off the public?
For over a decade, Chris Roberts has been living off of Jefferson Parish taxpayers. Roberts has taken thousands in campaign donations from parish contractors, been caught using parish resources for his campaign, and uses his campaign account to buy things like a Superdome suite and a Segway. And now he wants a promotion? Really? Sorry, Chris, but your days of pigging out at the public trough are over. Tim Baudier will end the corruption and make Jefferson Parish a business-friendly environment. This Saturday, elect Tim Baudier, Jefferson Council at Large.
Old Louisiana politicians never retire, they just run and run again. Tom Shedler would be funny if he weren't so dangerous. He voted for the largest income tax increase in Louisiana history. He voted to increase taxes on prescription drugs and raise the sales tax. And while raising your taxes, he was cheating on his own, claiming 2 homestead exemptions. He says he's a Republican, but he taxes like a liberal.
Let's end this nightmare before he taxes us again.
I guess I should be FOD.
On February 17, 1995, Sharon Robinson went to Sergeant Warren Wiley of the NOPD for help. She told Wiley that her policeman boyfriend threatened to kill her, that he held a gun to her head and cut off her hair while her small children watched. But Warren Wiley did not accept her complaint. A few weeks later, Sharon Robinson was found murdered in a swamp. An internal investigation by NOPD concluded that Wiley offered nothing to justify or explain his behavior. Wiley was suspended for neglect of duty. He admitted in his own statement that Sharon Robinson feared for her life when she came to him for help. Yet Warren Wiley wrote no report, notified no one, and took no action. Now he wants to be sheriff of a city with one of the highest rates of domestic violence, in a state that ranks second in the murder of women. Before you vote, remember Sharon Robinson.